An opt-in form is the gateway between your website traffic and your email list. It is where a casual visitor becomes a subscriber, someone who has given you permission to show up in their inbox. But most opt-in forms are terrible. They ask for too much, offer too little, appear at the wrong time, and are designed as an afterthought. The result is a conversion rate that is a fraction of what it could be. A well-designed opt-in form, placed strategically and paired with a compelling offer, can transform your traffic into a growing email list. This video explains what makes an opt-in form work, common mistakes that kill conversion, and practical changes you can implement today. The purpose of an opt-in form is to exchange value for an email address. The visitor gives you their contact information, and in return, you give them something they want. This exchange only works if the perceived value of what you are offering exceeds the perceived cost of giving up an email address. In a world where people are protective of their inboxes, you need to offer something genuinely useful, not just a vague promise to send them updates. The most effective opt-in offers are specific, immediately actionable, and directly relevant to the visitor's current problem. A free guide titled The 5-Step Process for Writing Your First Landing Page is specific and actionable. A generic offer like subscribe to our newsletter for tips and updates is neither. The guide promises a concrete outcome that the visitor can achieve by reading it. The newsletter promise is vague and does not create urgency or excitement. Form design matters more than most people think. The most successful opt-in forms are visually clean, use a contrasting color to stand out from the page, have a clear headline that states what the visitor gets, include a brief description of the offer, ask for minimal information, and have a prominent button with action-oriented text. Each of these elements contributes to the conversion rate, and neglecting any one of them reduces the form's effectiveness. The number of fields in your form is one of the biggest factors in conversion. Every additional field you add creates friction. A form that asks only for an email address will convert significantly more than a form that asks for name, email, phone number, and company. For most opt-in offers, email address alone is sufficient. You can collect additional information later through your email sequence or through progressive profiling. Placement affects conversion as much as design. An opt-in form buried in the footer of your website will get far fewer signups than one placed prominently in the main content area. The most effective placements include above the fold on your homepage, within blog posts, as a floating bar at the top or bottom of the page, as a slide-in at the corner of the screen, and as an exit intent pop-up. Each placement targets a different stage of the visitor's attention. Exit intent pop-ups are particularly effective because they trigger when the visitor is about to leave the page. At that point, you have nothing to lose by making an offer. The visitor was leaving anyway, so even a small percentage of conversions from the pop-up represents pure gain. However, pop-ups need to be designed carefully. A pop-up that appears immediately when the visitor arrives is annoying and creates a negative impression. A pop-up that appears after the visitor has spent 30 seconds on the page or is about to leave feels more respectful and contextual. Timing matters for all form types, not just pop-ups. A form that appears after the visitor has scrolled 70% of a blog post converts better than one that appears immediately because the visitor has already consumed content and demonstrated interest. Time-delayed forms that appear after 30 to 60 seconds on the page perform better than immediate displays for the same reason. The visitor needs to experience some value before being asked for their email address. Social proof near your opt-in form can significantly boost conversions. A simple line like "Join 3,200 marketers who get our weekly insights" provides evidence that other people have found the newsletter valuable enough to subscribe. Testimonials from subscribers, logos of companies whose employees subscribe, or mentions in press can all serve as social proof that reduces the perceived risk of signing up. The call to action button text is a small detail with a measurable impact. Generic button text like submit or subscribe performs worse than specific, benefit-oriented text like get the free guide or send me the checklist. The button text should reinforce the value the visitor will receive, not describe the mechanical action of clicking a button. Testing different button text is one of the easiest A/B tests you can run, and it often produces surprising improvements. Your confirmation process affects the quality of your list. Double opt-in, where the subscriber must click a confirmation link in a follow-up email before being added to your list, produces a smaller but more engaged list. Single opt-in, where the subscriber is added immediately, produces a larger list with potentially more invalid or unengaged addresses. For most small businesses and creators, double opt-in is worth the slight reduction in list size because it ensures that every subscriber has a valid email address and genuinely wants to receive your content. Test your opt-in forms regularly. Run A/B tests on your headline, your offer, your form design, your placement, and your button text. Each test produces data about what resonates with your specific audience. What works for one audience might not work for another, so generic best practices should be treated as starting points rather than rules. Your own test data is more reliable than any general guideline. Finally, connect your opt-in form to a strong welcome sequence. The moment someone subscribes is the moment of highest interest and trust. If they sign up and receive nothing for days, that interest fades. If they sign up and immediately receive the promised resource followed by a well-crafted welcome sequence, the relationship starts strong and builds from there. The opt-in form is the door, but the welcome sequence is what makes the visitor want to stay inside. Growth Funnel Lab breaks down the systems behind online growth, landing pages, email funnels, lead magnets, conversion rates, customer journeys, and simple marketing experiments. Each episode explains one practical growth concept with clear examples so founders, creators, and small teams can build smarter funnels without guessing. This video is general marketing education, not a guarantee of leads, revenue, conversion lift, or business results. Outcomes vary by offer, audience, traffic quality, pricing, execution, and measurement.